Every boy must face off with death before he can become a man. Why is this so? Because every boy needs to know his limits. In native cultures, juvenile eagles have some of the most revered feathers, and there's a very specific reason. Before they become adults and get their adult plumage, they go through what I would consider a ritual, or even a rite of passage, where they fly all the way up into the atmosphere, higher than any other bird, to the point where the oxygen is so thin that they lose consciousness and start to fall down to the earth. And at some point they regain consciousness and they start flapping again, and then they go back up and do the same thing. And this ritual is repeated over and over, and you ask yourself, what is the sense of that? It's because they need to know how high they can fly and what the limit is. To me, this is no different than what boys are doing before they become mature adults. We're testing ourselves. We're seeing how well can I perform? Can I jump off of that thing over there and survive? Can I push myself to this edge? How many days can I stay awake? How many meals can I miss before I start to suffer consequences? Because once you go out into the world, away from the village, away from the tribe, you need to know how to be able to take care of yourself. So this is a very natural part of maturation, of growing up, of becoming a man, is figuring out, where is that edge? Where is that limit? How far can I push it? Because death is on the other side of that edge. I want to walk right up to that razor's edge, but not over it. And unfortunately, this is why we lose so many boys at that critical juncture between boyhood and manhood, is because they went too far. The only way we can know how far is too far is by pushing that edge, is by flying up into the atmosphere so high that we lose consciousness and start falling back down to earth. And then find our wings again, find our lift, find our presence again. And so, if you're in this point of life, or you've been in this point of life before, where you're pushing the limits, you're pushing the boundaries, you're doing things that are edgy, uncomfortable, do that, lean into it, go travel, buy a one-way ticket somewhere where you don't know anybody, with just the clothes on your back, and figure it out. Because those experiences are what shape the men that we will become. We can't gain our adult plumage, we can't gain our adult feathers, our mature masculine, until we have those experiences. So if you're living in your mom's basement, if your parents are still paying your cell phone bill, if you can't get out from underneath the wing and get your butt out the nest, then just take a leap. You might fall, that's the point. You might tumble and roll and have to figure out how to get back on your feet, but you will. You will, and the only way that you'll find that edge is by leaning into it. Don't be afraid. Don't doubt yourself. Give yourself reason to believe in you by pushing the boundaries a little bit. And on the other side, there's a whole bunch of men who will understand exactly what that journey is like. So do yourself a favor. Fly up high. And when you think you've gotten high enough, go a little higher. And when you start to stagger and you start to lose your sense of self up at those heights, flap your wings again and find your way back to center. Listen, if you like what you saw here, if you like what you heard, if you believe in the Rising Man message and what it's all about, then make sure you follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook, and come hang out with us some more sometime, all right?